Walker, and I am the CEO of GAH Consulting. GAH Consulting provides life and business coaching services, business and government procurement consulting, and we also offer mentorship to entrepreneurs and small business owners who need help as they're going through the process of starting a business, or if they need mentorship while they're already in business and they just need someone to bounce ideas off of or to help them. Let me turn this down. Okay. So, what I'm doing right now is I'm retaping the original workshop that was held on August 1st. Are you entrepreneurship material? And actually, I changed the name at the last minute, and you'll see what the name change is and why I changed it. And that's because I wanted to talk about something a little bit more than if you feel as if you're right to be an entrepreneur. I think it's more important to go back to the basics, and to let you know of the different things that can actually stop you from becoming a business owner or fulfilling the dream that you have to start a business or to do whatever it is that you want to do. There are many things that can stop us, and we're going to go over about approximately 18 of those things that tend to stop people from pursuing their dreams. Okay, so the we're going to bring up the spreadsheet. Well, we're going to bring up the PDF document. I'm going to share my screen with you. So give me one moment. Okay. As you can see right now, I'm bringing up the what we're going to talk about. And as I told you, I changed the name and we're calling it Breaking the Chains, Holding You Back from Entrepreneurship. Because there are many things that tend to hold people back. I have a lot of coaching clients and consulting clients that are in the same situation where they find different things holding them back from moving forward from where they currently are, or even starting the process of the business idea that they've had on their mind and that they've been trying to launch for quite some time. So, what we're basically going to take a look at is the different things that we need to break the hold that it has over us when it comes to pursuing our dreams as becoming an entrepreneur. The first thing that I want to take a look at and talk about is procrastination. We have a very As humans, we tend to procrastinate. Everything is, tomorrow we can do that later. It's either tomorrow or later or in a minute. Um, when it comes to building a business, it is not in your best interest to maintain a habit of procrastination. And the reason being is because procrastination will lead you to so many things. It will stop you from being able to move forward from the point that you currently are. Where are you in the process? Are you still in the thinking about the idea, trying to hash out the idea process? Is that where you are? What are you doing about it? Are you saying I'll do that tomorrow? Are you making any efforts to put systems in place or do things that's going to bring you closer to the goal? And the goal that you have is to launch your business, right? So if that's your goal, you have to do things that's going to get you closer to that goal. If not, pretty much you're procrastinating. You're waiting on, I'm not sure what you think you're waiting on, whether you're waiting for the timing to be right, or you're waiting to have a little bit more funds in order to put into the project. What exactly are you waiting on? What do you need in order to move forward on the idea that you have? What do you need to do in order to get to where you need to be? The best thing for you to ask yourself is this: am I in the same position that I was when I initially came up with the idea? How long has it been since you had the idea to launch this particular business? And look at the time that you thought of the idea and where you are now. How closer are you to the goal that you initially set for yourself, that you're going to do this? Have you done anything? Are you any closer to launch? If it's been months or even years, then there's something wrong. There's something that's holding you back. And there are different factors that will come into place when it comes to procrastination. Many things lead to procrastination: fears or doubts, whether it's coming from yourself or coming from other people. These things help you to maintain a state of procrastination. You're not doing anything. You're not moving forward. You're not necessarily going backwards, but you're not moving forward either. And so what we're gonna what you want to do is you want to figure out why you're procrastinating. Why aren't you any closer to achieving your goal? Why are you where you currently are? What excuses are you making within yourself that's keeping you from moving forward on your idea? So procrastination is the first thing that I want to talk about, because that in itself is a killer, the biggest killer of dreams, the biggest killer of ideas. Because where it comes to procrastination, the longer you procrastinate, the the less likely it's going to be that that dream, that idea will ever come to fruition. It will stay exactly where it was, a thought. And then it won't even be a thought anymore, because you will have waited so long that you pushed it out of your mind. The thing about it is ideas is something that everyone has, and a lot of people will have the same ideas. It's who capitalizes on that idea first, who moves forward on that idea first. That is a person who is going to end up succeeding in that particular business. While other people who've had the same idea are saying to themselves, I had that idea, I was going to. You don't want to be in the situation where I was going to. You want to be in the situation where you were able to say, I did, right? So eliminating the habit of procrastinating and putting everything off. Oh, I'll do this later. I'll think about that later. I'll register the business later. I'll purchase a domain name later. I'll write a business plan later. I'll do a marketing plan later. I'll work on structuring the business later. I'll Everything is later, 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 but later never comes. So you want to really pay attention to the thought patterns that you're having in your mind. Throughout this workshop, you're going to hear me speaking about thought patterns, the mind, because everything at the end of the day, everything revolves around what's going on in your mind. The thoughts that you have, the things that you do, the way that you speak is going to have uh, uh, um, a big effect on whether or not you pursue the business idea that you have in your mind. And it also, aside from starting a business, if you're already in business, procrastination will keep your company stagnated for wherever it is that business is at this current time. Okay? So procrastination, if that's a habit that you have, and it's a strong habit that you have, You want to make sure you put systems in place and you begin to work on renewing your mind to move your mind away from that brand of thinking because it will not serve you, your idea, or your business any good. It will keep you from succeeding. It will keep you from excelling. It will keep you from getting to where you are trying to go. So, procrastination is a big hindrance when it comes to business, entrepreneurship, or ideas coming to fruition. If you're a procrastinator, you need to get help, read books, start doing some work on yourself, finding out where that habit of procrastination began so that you can put a stop to it, or you can minimize it, mitigate the habit so that it does not affect you as much as it has in the past for you. Okay? Now, let's bring up the next thing that we're going to talk about, and that is okay. The next one after procrastination is stagnation. What is stagnation? Stagnation is whether it's a plan, an idea, or a person, thought pattern, whatever, that is not moving forward, but it's also not moving backwards. It's right where it is. It's pretty much it's at a standstill. When you're stagnated, you're at a standstill. You want to make sure that your ideas are continuously moving forward. You don't want, as especially when you're in the startup stage, especially as far back as the idea stage, why you don't want to get stuck there. There's no reason for it to be stuck there. You want to make it to the end, and the end is your business being actualized or realized. And the only way that that can happen is if you continuously keep moving forward in your plans. If you don't, you're going to become extremely stagnated in your business. When it comes to business, everything has a shelf life. Everything has a period for when you're going to be able to make things happen. Everything has a shelf life. Ideas have a shelf life. And if you do not do the things that you need to do during the course of trying to start your business, it's not going to go anywhere. And the longer it's in stagnation, the longer you're stagnated, the less likely that that idea is ever going to come to fruition, the less likely that your business is ever going to come to fruition. If you don't move within that window of opportunity, there's a window of opportunity. And when you do not take advantage of that window of opportunity, the door is going to close. It's going to keep closing. Pretty much, it's like this. When you have an idea, the door is wide open. Anything can happen. Whatever you want to happen can happen. Whatever you will to happen will happen. But as the time go by, what you'll come to find is as time goes on, the window of opportunity becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. The window of opportunity becomes smaller and smaller and smaller until it closes. And once it closes, rarely does it ever open up again, especially for the same person. That idea will just, it goes back from which it came. Someone else will have the idea and they will capitalize on it. You cannot have an idea and then sit on it where you're thinking about it. Oh, I'm thinking about it right now. Okay, what are you thinking? Are you thinking, instead of just sitting there thinking, you need to do something to see if the idea is viable and if that idea is right for you. However, the fact is if you were blessed with that idea, the likelihood that it is not for you is highly unlikely. You have a choice. You can choose to pursue or you can choose to let it go and wait for the next thing, the next idea to come around. However, it is highly unlikely that the idea that was instilled inside of you, that seed that was planted inside of you, was not for you. Someone else's seed cannot be planted in you. Now, someone can have an idea and ask you, hey, you want to go in on this? And you're like, okay, sure, I'll do that. That wasn't your seed. That wasn't your idea. That wasn't the plan for you. But when it is a seed that's been planted in you, and when it's an idea that's been planted in you, and when it's that is for you, as to whether or not you want to capitalize on it is going to require you to move forward on that idea, to move forward in that plan. Start the planning to see, okay, this is the idea. Where do I go from here? Is this something that's viable? Am I going to be able to do this? What do I need to do in order to make this happen? And then those are the things that you think on. That's the direction you want your mind to go in. Not, okay, sure, that sounds like a great idea, but I'll sit on it and I'll just keep thinking about it some more. A day, 2 days, a week, a month, a year, 2 years go by and nothing. You're still sitting on that idea. That is stagnation. And that is, we all say that we want to get to that place where we're financially, stable, and we're able to take care of ourselves financially, and we want a business. This is what entrepreneurs do. There's something that we want to do, and we want to bring in income for it, but there's something we want to give back to society as well, whether it's in the form of a product or a service. Okay, but there are things that we want to put out into this world, but it will never go out into the world if we don't move from the idea. And oh yeah, it's a great idea, and that's where you get stuck, the idea, because you go and you speak to all these different people and everyone is giving you their opinions. Oh, I don't think you should do this. Oh, sure, that's a good idea. Well, why not this, and why not that, and why not this, instead of paying attention to the idea that you had and then trying to work through it in a systematic way for yourself to know whether or not it is something that you want to pursue. And if you do want to pursue it, then you have to actively take part in the process and do the things that you need to do in order for that dream or that idea to be actualized. Okay? But stagnation is going to keep you all the time, every single time. It will keep you from going or becoming whatever it is that you want to become, and take you to wherever it is you're trying to go. You're not going to get there if you remain stagnated on a consistent basis. It's one thing to take a time out and take a reprieve to think, but you can't be stuck in that place. To be stuck in that place means you're going absolutely nowhere, excruciatingly slowly. However, time will be passing by at its regular rate or at a fast pace. By the time you look up, years have gone by and you did not do anything with that idea that you were blessed with. And you do not want to end up with regrets. I shoulda, coulda, woulda, but I didn't. Okay? So, stagnation, if you are someone who you find yourself having that habit consistently of not moving forward and not capitalizing on different ideas that you've had in the past, and you have a new idea, or you went back and revisited an old idea, well, you want to make sure that you do not end up right back in the place where you were, which is being at a place of a standstill. Okay? You don't want that. The next thing that I want to talk with you guys about is there are two fears. There's the fear of failure and there's the fear of success. We'll speak about the fear of success afterwards, but right now we're going to speak about the fear of failure. Look, when it comes to failure, everyone fails at things throughout their whole life. No one is good and excel at everything. It just it doesn't happen. We all fail at something. Okay. And if you take a look back at your past, and the things that you have failed from, the fact is it didn't kill you. You're still here, and you've moved on from that failure to succeeding other things and maybe failing in some more things. The fact is failure is a part of life. And we tend to learn more in our failures than we do in our successes. When you fail, you should always do a lesson learned session afterwards. When something that you tried did not work, you want to find out why. Is it anything that had to do with your mindset? Is it anything that had to do with the actions you took, or the inaction, or the things that the actions you did not take, your inactions? Or was it outside forces? Was it financial? Was it this? Was it that? For other ideas that you've had and it didn't work? Did you not put in the amount of time and effort that it needed in order to do just that, in order for it to succeed? Always look back and go over the different things so that you can figure out why it didn't work. Because the answer to the question of why things failed will always be in that lesson, will always be in if you give yourself the lesson learned sessions after the fact, you will find out why it didn't work. If you're honest with yourself and you look at it objectively and you get off the blame game, whether it's blaming yourself or blaming others or blaming situations or circumstances, move away from that and look at the situation and look at the business idea that you had, objectively, so that you can see when things went wrong, why they went wrong, so that you can ensure that you don't do the same things the next time, and so that things will be able to actually move forward better for you. Okay? Lesson learned sessions will help you when it comes to when things do not go the way that you planned and you might fail at something. But you know what? Failure, having a fear of failure, I know it's something we all have a fear of failure. No one wants to fail, but it is a part of life, and you're not going to die. You're going to move on, and you chalk it up as a learning lesson. You pick yourself up and you move forward to either trying the same thing again or doing something different. Okay, but don't allow fear to hold you back from trying. Don't allow fear to hold you back from going after something that you want to go after. Because if you're going to do that, you might as well just not have any ideas, decide that you do not want to be a business owner and just give up, just completely just give up. I would not recommend that, but there is no point in having ideas and then starting and then stopping and starting and then stopping, starting and stopping. No, you have to get over that fear. Sure, you might be afraid of whatever it is because you have to come out of your comfort zone, or you're doing something, that you don't really like or whatever. Feel the fear and move past the fear and do it anyway. Do whatever it is that you need to do it anyway. So it will become easier and easier for you to let go of the fear or still move in the fear. Just don't let it stop you. You have fear, okay, but do whatever it is you needed to do or wanted to do anyway. Don't allow the fear to stop you from doing it. Because if you allow the fear to stop you from doing it, you're never going to realize your dream of becoming a business owner. You're never going to realize your dream of becoming a business owner. Okay? So just pay attention to where your mind is. When you have the idea, you all of a sudden you start thinking, oh, I can't do this. How am I supposed to do this? What am I supposed to do? I don't know anything about this. Why would I have this idea? I don't know anything. Or I'm not going to be good at this. Or I failed the last time. I didn't do so well the last time. I didn't, I'm not, I didn't, I'm not. And the more you keep saying those things is the more that you're going to get more of that. You'll never be able to succeed if you don't believe that you can succeed or try to succeed. Okay? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So let's just, when you feel the fear that, you have the idea and you all of a sudden become fearful and you see that it's about to stop you from moving forward, just remind yourself that, okay, I am afraid. I feel the fear, but I'm going to do this anyway. And the more you do that for small things, when the big things come along, then it won't be so hard for you to move forward on whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, but don't allow fear to stop you from doing things, whether it's business or moving along in different areas of your life or whatever. Don't allow the fear to stop you from moving forward. Okay? I'm going to be right back. It's not on, but it's going to keep ringing. Okay. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm retaping because, things got messed up the first time around. And so I don't have the schedules at time that I do. And I am working. This is a work day for me, that I have a company and I'm running it. But I wanted to take the time out to still retake this before Saturday, in 3 days. I'm about to do this all over again, except we're going to move on to the next phase. Okay. So thanks for being patient. And I'm sorry I had to get up, but it was something that was unavoidable. Okay. The next thing that we're going to talk about, I can bring it up, but I told you before, the next thing was going to be our fear of success. Okay. So let's bring that one up for you. Fear of success. It's funny how, we have so many fears. As humans, we have so many fears on so many levels. And it's not even a habit that was innate to us, where we were born with that. It's a learned behavior, right? From, when we first come out, when we're first born into this world, we are born without fear. We know no fear. We don't. Fear is a learned behavior where, other people's fears are imparted upon us from a very young age, and depend in our environment, the way that people are, the way that people think, the things that people say, it tends to cause fear. So, you know, um, being fearful is something that is absolutely, it's a natural thing. It's a natural thing for us. We we can find the ability to be fearful on many, many levels. Okay. But the fear of success is something that is real. It might sound crazy. It might not make sense to you, but people really are afraid of succeeding. The same way we fear failing, we also can fear succeeding. And the fear of success can actually drive people more to not pursue the business idea that they have, more than the fear of failing would, because it's the what if. Okay, when I get to that level, then what? What am I going to do? What's next? And they t- they're just so afraid that we start making things up in our head, and what ifs, and then what, and so on and so on and so forth. But how we can temper that fear when it comes to success is planning, right? So the success shouldn't be a surprise to you, because it's what you wanted. So if the success is what you wanted, we were planning on that success. The goal was to have that success. And once you reach that first level of success, then what you do is you make a plan for the next phase of success. So it's a continuous thing. You keep restructuring the plan that you initially had, right? So you how we're going to curb this fear of succeeding is by having a plan to succeed. So when you have a plan to succeed, the fear will diminish. It slowly but surely it will diminish. It will go away. Why will it go away? Well, it will go away simply because you made a plan for it. So we all know that when we make a plan, things go much smoother for us, and we're in a more relaxed state when there is some form of plan in place. It don't even have to be a perfect plan. It just needs to be a plan. And once that plan is set in place, we tend to be more at ease for what is to come, right? So how about to curb that fear of success? Let's plan for it, right? Plan for it on a physical level, plan for it on a mental level. So we continuously keep thinking thoughts of success. We continuously keep speaking words of success. We speak it over ourselves, we speak it into ourselves, we put it out there, we speak it to everyone else that we speak to, right? And we speak it now. We speak about our success and the success that we're going to have from now. You don't want to wait to talk about your success when you get there. No, if you want to succeed, start talking about it right now. When do you succeed? You're going to succeed now. If you plan to succeed, then speak about that success right now, right? So you don't want to think about it later. You don't want to put it off for later. You want to think about it right now. So speak about your success in the present tense, not in the past tense or the future tense. You speak about it in this tense. Okay. So how we're gonna go about diminishing that fear. We just work on it. We work on it and we set a plan in place to actually succeed so that that fear of succeeding will go away. Okay? Slowly but surely, it will go away. Let's see, what's the next thing that we're going to talk about? Okay, sharing the screen again. Okay, well, what we're showing is the fear of disappointment, but we can lump the fear of disappointment with the fear of failure. Even though it's not necessarily the same thing, it's still included. When it comes to fearing disappointment, that is a lot of times, um, whether it's a product or a service that you're selling, a lot of us we get that tension when it come time for us to put ourselves out there, to put our business out there, to put our product out there, to put our service out there. When it comes to talking to people, if you're an introvert, it's kind of hard, and you automatically your mind goes to, what if they say no, what if this, what if that. It's always a what if thing. You don't want to be disappointed. You you want everything to go well, but you don't want to be disappointed. You don't want to hear no, because maybe, just maybe, hearing the words no to you means that you're a failure, or means that, things aren't going to go well. But that's not true. We all are going to hear no, and it might be hard to hear no at times, but you know, you hear no, and the more you hear no is the more that it should drive you to keep moving forward so that you can get to that first yes. And once you get to that first yes, you'll get to that second yes, and you'll get to that third and fourth and fifth, so you can keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. Okay? Don't allow your fear of being disappointed by no's, or being disappointed because things didn't work out exactly the way that you hoped or exactly the way that you planned. Because you have to remember, when it comes to plans, even though you create a plan, once you set that plan into motion, that plan takes on a life of its own. It has life. You put it out there, but you don't really have much control over it once it's put out there. It has control over itself. And what your job is to minimize it from getting out of hand so that you can contain it and you can move along with that plan in the direction that you wanted it to go in. Okay? But it's not always going to go in that direction. It's not always going to happen. So what you have to do is you're going to just learn how to move with the flow. Go with the flow. The ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. It sometimes things are up, sometimes things are down. Just be okay with going with the flow and letting things happen the way that they need to happen. Okay? You're not going to have control over everything. It's just not going to happen. And you're going to have to learn how to be okay with that. It's not the end of the world. It's not always going to remain the way that it is. It's everything is a process, and it's just going through its process. So you don't have to have that fear of disappointment in that way. Okay. And the next thing that we want to talk about is greed. Greed, greed, greed. When we go into business, yes, the idea for business ownership is to create income for yourself. However, that's not the only reason why you should be in business. Your objective, whether it's a product or a service, is to serve humanity in some way, shape, or form. It's to serve, it's to help people to do whatever it is that your product or service is supposed to help them to do, right? So it can't be about the just making money, making money, making money. It has to be about the people. What can you do for the people that you're trying to help? What's the end goal for them? Not what the end goal is for yourself. Okay? Um, you do what you do what you need to do for your company so that your company can be profitable, but you do it with the idea and the ideals of helping someone else, not just helping your pocket. If your main and only focus is on money and on making money for yourself, your business is not going to last very long, because the people who are out there, they're going to see that, they're going to feel it, they're going to know it. And when people think that you're using them for whatever it is that you're trying to use them for, you're going to lose them. You're going to lose their trust, because no one wants to be used. Just like you don't want to be used, they don't want to be used either. So you have to take your customers into consideration when you're in the way that you think, the way that you do things, and how you go about running your business, your marketing material, the voice that you have out there for your brand. It need to be about people. It cannot be about yourself. So if you're a greedy person, if you're someone who all you think about is, oh yeah, I'm gonna make money. This is money. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna make bank, bank, bank. If that's what you're thinking, then I suggest that going into business is not going to be something that's going to be up your alley, because there are many things that's going to happen during the course of business building and once you're already established in business. Times things go up, things go down. You never know what's going to happen. So if all you want is money, and if greed is what's your driving force, when things go, when things aren't, when money isn't flowing the way that you want it to flow, then what? Right? Then what? What are you going to do? Throw up your hands and say, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's not doing this. It's not doing that. No, in business, things happen. There are times when business is going to be slow, but there are going to be times when business is really booming. And then there's going to be time where it's right there in the middle. So there's different stages that, just like there's different stages life goes through, there's different stages, actually not stages, the word is seasons. There's different seasons, just as it is in your personal life, there's going to be different seasons in your business as well. And you have to make sure that you maintain the same mentality throughout all those seasons. And it should not be just about money. It needs to be about the people that you are supposed to be helping, whether it's a product or a service. It needs to be about people and not about you. Business is not about you. It's about the people that you're trying to help through your skill sets or products that you are trying to sell, whether it's your skill sets, other people's skill sets, or the skill sets that your business brings to the table. Okay? But greed, curb that habit. Curb that habit is not going to serve you any good, because you might get the people, but your true self is going to ring true. People are going to see it, and then they're going to leave you high and dry. And then where are you going to be? Where's your business going to be? If you have employees, you have to think about your employees. You have to think about your business. Look at all the money that you placed into your business. You don't just want to let that go. So your mentality, if greed is your driving force, you want to curb that, or you want to just rethink that before you go in. Because yes, everybody wants to make money. Yes, but it cannot be the only thing you're in it for. It's not going to be worth anything. It's not going to be worth anything. It's going to leave you empty. It's going to leave you empty. It's going to leave that business empty. It's going to leave your employees empty. It needs to have it be about your customers, because if it's not about your customers, your employees aren't going to make it about the customers, and customer service is going to be very extremely low. Okay? It cannot just be about the money. Yes, you're in business to make money, but you're also in business to offer a service or product or both to your clients and or customers, okay? And they need to be your number one focus, not you or the money, because once you take care of them, the money will flow, okay? The money will flow once you take care of them. All right? So, let's see. What's next? Ah, apathy. Okay. Okay. Uh, Apathy is not the same thing as stagnation. Actually, apathy is more along the lines of a state of mind. Okay? It's the state of mind that you're in. You, something is going on within you that has you in this particular state of mind. Don't know what it is, but something has you in that state of mind. Whether you're in the beginning stages, whether you're in the beginning stages of your enterprise, your idea, or you're already a business in existence, your mind, your mindset, the mindset that you have. You know, if you're in a state of apathy, it means that there's something is wrong, and it's going to translate over into your business, because you're not going to be, you're not high, you're not low, you're just nothing. And the longer you stay in this state, your business is going to suffer. Your business is going to feel it. Your employees are going to feel it if you have employees. Your customers are going to feel it if you have customers. You know that your state, the state of where you are mentally, is going to show in your company. If you're in a low place in mentally, your business more than likely is going to reflect just that. If you're in a high place mentally, your business is going to reflect that as well. Okay, so just be really cognizant of where you are mentally, what's going on with you mentally, so that you can change the course of the direction where your mind is going. If you can change the course of where your mind is going, then you can pull yourself out of that state that you're in, so that you can be of benefit to your customers, your business, and if you have employees, your employees, because that state is going to keep you in this place where you're not doing anything. You're not going to move forward. You may not move backward, but you're not going to be moving forward with your idea, with your company, or anything. You're just going to be in this depressed state, where it's like you're lost. You don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. And if you're in that state, then the best thing to help you through that state is, when it comes to your business, is your plan. You can't be in a state of stagnation, or hard if you have goals that you've set that you're actively pursuing to achieve. So that plan is supposed to help you with the goals that you have, so that you continuously have something that you need to work on. So if you consistently have something to work on, the likelihood of you falling into that state for a long period of time is highly unlikely. Okay? You tend to fall into that state when you feel lost, where you feel as if you don't know what to do next, where you're going to go now. That's the only time where that tends to happen, right? So work that plan, have that plan, so that to work. It's really important for you to have a plan of action, so that you can move forward with that plan in order to get your business from wherever it is to where you're trying to get it to go. Okay? Let's see what's next. Oh, okay. All right. This is a good one. Trust me. We all do this one. We all do this one at some point. Um, Self sabotage. A lot of times we don't realize that we're doing it, so it's not something that we're cognizant of, but it's habits and traits that we've developed along the way in life and in our thinking, so in our thought life and in our actions, the things that we do. Are they in line with where you're trying to go in your business? Are they in line with you as an entrepreneur where you're trying to achieve your goals? Are you are the things that you're doing and are the thoughts that you have in your mind, are they in line with yourself as a business owner or entrepreneur who is trying to get their business off the ground? It's something that you want to ask yourself. Really, it's really important for you to ask yourself, because here we develop habits over the course of our lives where not all of them help us to get to where we hope to go. Some of the things that we do, some of the ways that we think actually hold us back from achieving the goals that we have set for ourselves or we want to set for ourselves. And so what we have to do is we have to retrain our mind. We have to renew our mind. Now, for everyone, it's different. Some people they do it through books. Other people do it through their relationship with God. Other people do it through whatever the means is that they try to use in order to change their thought patterns, change their thought habits. And because in changing your thought patterns and your thought habits, that's what's going to change your actions. So having a renewed mind is the best way to ensure that your actions and your thoughts are aligned. They're balanced with each other. So whatever you're thinking is what you're going to tend to do. Okay. So if your thinking is one way, that's where you're going to find that your actions are leading you. Your actions are more than likely going to lead you in that direction. Okay. Um, so making sure that the thoughts that you have in your mind is aligned with where you're trying to get to as an entrepreneur or a business owner is really important to ensure that you're not self-sabotaging yourself. So our mindset is going to let us know what it's going to dictate where our business is going to go, how far our business is going to get. Because if we don't think that we can succeed, if we don't think that we can move our business forward, if we don't have a positive mindset as to where we want to go and where we want our business to go, then our business is not going to go in the direction that we want to. On one hand, we can say that we want this, we want that, we want this, we want that, but then our mindset is in a complete contradiction to what we say we want. And it's whatever's going on in our mind, the things that we're thinking, that's the line, that's where our actions are going to be aligned with. Our actions are going to be aligned with not just what we say, but what we think. So we can say a lot of things, but it's what we're thinking That's where we're going to go. That's the direction that we're going to go in. Look at your history. Look at your history with any other business idea that you may have come up with. What stopped you from pursuing that, or what prevented you from succeeding at it? It's always going to fall in line with, it's going to start with what you're thinking, but then it's going to end up with the things that you did in that business environment, in that, with that idea. The things that you thought is what you did, and then it's going to have an effect on whether your business is going to fail, succeed, or even go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere if you think that it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to fail if you think it's going to fail. If you don't have any, if you don't have any confidence in yourself, then you're not going to act with confidence, and so your business is going to suffer. Your clients, if you get any, are going to see that, and either they're going to take advantage of that, or they're not going to want to do business with you, because if you're shaky, they're going to feel your business is also shaky. So making sure that you change the things that you need to change within your mind, so that you change your habits, is going to be extremely important. It's going to be extremely important. You can't have a negative mindset that's taking that is backwards thinking, and think that your idea or business can move forward. It that doesn't make sense. It's not going to happen. It's going to go in the direction that your mind is thinking. So if you're thinking failure, if you're thinking stagnation, if you're thinking this will go nowhere, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay? The next thing that we're going to take a look at, I chalk up the selfishness right along the same line as greed. I'll put those two things together, because along with greed will make you do some really selfish things. Not just selfish in terms of yourself, but selfish towards your customers, selfish towards your employees if you have them, and selfish towards your idea. If everything is all about you, then you're not really going to put forth the effort that you need to put forth in your idea, or your business, or your customers, or your employees. If everything is about you, it's going to remain about you. It's not going to be about anyone else but you, and your business will not prosper. It will not prosper, because even though there'll be other people that are trying to help you, the things that you're going to do is going to hurt any progress that they're trying to make in that business for you. It's not going to work. So you're going to have to throw that selfish tendency or behavior out the window, and start putting taking your focus from off of yourself, and putting it on your customers, and if you have employees, putting it on your employees as well, because it's not about you. It's now about that business, which is about your customers, and if you have employees, also about them. They have to come first. Okay? The next thing that I want to address is our our habit of being really short-sighted, um, when it comes to our business. We When we first have our idea, this is how it normally works. You have your idea, and you're really happy about your idea, and you start planning. And when you plan, you tend to plan for we tend to plan for short term. Even for people who write business, most people, especially entrepreneurs and small business owners, they don't really spend much time, if any, creating a business plan. They tend to have an idea and then they move forward on that idea. And you know they move. You don't really know the direction that you're moving in, but you're doing what you're doing. And then what ends up happening is, down the road, especially if you actually were able to make that idea become a reality. Now the business is in existence. You have customers. I don't know about employees, but let's just focus on the customers. You have customers. You have your business. But then now what? Where's your business? How is your business going to grow? Where's your business going to go? What are you going to do? How are you going to serve your customers better? What are their systems? The likelihood of you putting systems in place, unlikely, because you didn't plan to put systems in place. You started the business and it took off. That's not saying that there's anything wrong with businesses that just take off, but somewhere along the line, it's really important for you to create a plan. It's really important, even if it's a 5-page business plan, a 5-page marketing plan. Create something that's going to be your basis to go back to when what worked in the beginning stop working, because it's going to stop working. What works, and not that it's going to work perfectly, is a plan. But a plan, once you create one, can always be tweaked. You can always move things around to see what worked, what didn't work, how you can make it work better, and so on and so forth. But if you don't even have a plan, you're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're going to find yourself at some point stuck. You're not going to know where to go next. You're not going to know what to do next. You're going to be stuck. Your business is going to be stuck, and it's going to be felt by your customers at some point if it remains in that place for too long. When it comes to short-sightedness, how to fix that, how to curb that habit, is to create a plan. If you create a plan, then that plan is created for a certain period of time. Once that time gets closer to say you created a business plan and you just did a small one and you created it for a year, right? Halfway through that first year, you need to revisit that plan. You need to make sure that you actually use the business plan to help your business to grow. That's going to show whether or not you even bother to use the business plan that you created to help your business to grow. If you've been using it, you get to go back, you get to see what worked, what didn't work. You get to keep the things that work. You throw out the things that didn't work, or you can and create new systems that has a better chance of working, or tweak what you initially had so that it can start to work for you and work for your company. Creating a plan give you no choice but to look forward, to look into the future, to see where you want to be, where you're trying to go, and what you think is going to happen. It helps you to make determinations. Without a plan, you're only focusing on the now, what's happening now. But what's happening now and the things that you're doing now is for right now. It's not to help you in the future. It's not to help you to grow. When you create a plan and you work on that plan, it helps you to make sure that you put systems in place, and the things that you're doing is going to help you to get to the next phase. It's always about the next phase, looking forward, not just focusing on what's happening now. Yes, you have to focus on the now, but you also have to have a plan for the future. It cannot just be about the now. It needs to be about the future, because if you don't have a plan on what's going to happen in the future, when the future gets here, and it's going to, then what? Where are you going to be? You're still going to be in the past, or you're just going to look at right now, because you didn't create a plan of action as to what we're going to do next. Where do we want to take the business next? What are the things that we want the company to do now? Where do we want to branch out now? What can we do to expand our customer base? What can we do? The things that what can we do for what can we do? You can't make those determinations if you don't have a plan. If you're just going day by day by day and you're just working at whatever is in front of you, but you're not doing anything and you're not putting in any time to focus on making sure that your business is moving forward in other directions on other avenues so that you end up not being stuck. Another thing that I want to bring up is when you're creating a business, even if that business is created around you initially, you don't want it to always remain around you unless that's the business model that you've set up. But if ultimately what the business model is for you to take your company and for it to grow into an actual company where you have employees, or even if it's not employees, but if it's consultants or freelancers, then you want to set up your business structure and your business model in that way from early on so that you you can help take your business to that place when it comes time to take it to that place. But if you set it up initially just based around you, it's going to be extremely difficult to move a business that's based around one person to make it now be based around more people. So when you initially start setting up the systems and the model for your business, do it in a way where you will be able to incorporate other people as you go along so that your business can grow. Your business can't really grow if it's just you. You're going to need, for a business to grow, for any enterprise to grow, other people need to be involved. Other people can help you and be resources and partner and develop partnering relationships with other people to help your business to grow. This is something that you build into your plan so that you can work that plan, develop the relationships, networking, and things along that nature so that your business can get to where it needs to be. That's how you're going to curb the habit that we tend to have when it comes to short-sightedness. Okay? Okay. Ego. That's a good one. We all have one. We all have an ego. Okay? We all have an ego. And our egos, we all have it. We were born with it. So it serves a purpose. However, it doesn't serve a purpose when we choose to let our ego reign. Then the purpose stops being seen as as something that's good, and it ends up being a detriment to you. It will be a detriment to your business if you allow your ego to reign and trump in decision makings, your actions, your words, your thoughts, and all of it. Your ego cannot reign. Your ego cannot reign. Your ego cannot reign. Don't allow your ego to control your business, to control you to the point where your business is running off of your ego and not you, because your ego is not you and your ego is out for itself. It is not out for your clients. Your ego is not for your employees. Your ego isn't even for you. Your ego is for itself. It is married to itself. It only cares about itself. It does not care about you, and it will use you to get what it wants. Okay? Curb your ego. Check it at the door, dumb it down, It shall not rain. It must not rain. It shouldn't rain in your life, period. You need to have control over your ego, not vice versa. It shouldn't control you. You need to control it because it will make you do some really stupid things. It will make you say some stupid things. It will make you act in the most ridiculous ways. Your ego is not for you. It is against you. It is not for you. It is against you. It is not for you. It is for itself. It is for itself. Is it's for itself. Ego is for itself. You need to take control and you need to have the reins at all times when it comes to your thoughts, when it comes to your decisions, when it comes to your actions, when it comes to your words. Because your ego can make you do things and say things that will crush your company. Your company will come down, tumbling down. If you say something wrong, stupid, do something stupid, you will lose your customers, you will lose their trust. And once you lose people's trust, trying to get it back, it's a rarity, but you never get it back 100%. Your ego has no business running your company. Your ego has no business making decisions in your company because it's not going to make decisions that are going to be in the best interest of your business, of your customers or clients, or of your employees if you have them. It's not even going to be in the best interest of you. It is going to be in the best interest of itself. You have to look at your ego as something separate from yourself because it is. It is about itself. It thinks that it's protecting you. It thinks that it is, but it's not. It's not taking care of you. It's not protecting you. It's a detriment to you because it make people look at you as if you don't care about anybody or anything but yourself. Okay? So check your ego at the door before you decide to become a business owner. Many business owners have egos. Absolutely, they do. But they get in so much trouble as they go along the way in their business. At some point, that ego makes them say things and do things that make their business or their lives come to a screeching halt. And it's never in a positive way. Okay? Your ego is not for positivity. It isn't. It is for itself. It's for its own gratification. It's for itself. It's for itself. It's for itself, not for you. It is not for you. So make sure you do not let it rain because if you let it rain, it will destroy everything that you have built up, any rapport that you have built up with your clients, your customers, your employees, and any other people that you've networked with. Your any relationships, any partnerships that you formed, it will stomp it. It will crush it. So just pay attention to what's going on in your mind, how you're thinking, the things that you're saying, the things that you're doing, and the way that you're acting. Because you do not want to build a company to then turn around and allow your ego to make it come just be blown up to pieces and end up in a pile of rubble. Okay. All right. Next up. Yeah, I can dig it. Pride. You know how they always say pride comes before the fall? Absolutely true. It's truth. Your pride, just like your ego, can make you say and do some really stupid things. It can make you do things that is in complete contradiction to what you say you want. what you say you want to happen. Complete contradiction. Your pride will make you suffer instead of asking and reaching out for help. Your pride will prevent you from taking advice from people who have been there, done that, where what they have to share with you, if you take it, can actually help you and help you to grow as an individual and help you to grow as a business owner or an entrepreneur. It can help your business to grow. But you think that you know everything to the point where you don't feel as if you need to listen to anyone because you know what you know, you want what you want, and you can do what you can do, and you know everything. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't know everything because none of us know everything. Everyone everyone should always remain the proverbial student. There's always things to learn. Yes, you are a teacher, but you are also a student. We're all teachers and students because we've all been through things that we have information that we can pass on, but there are also things that we have not experienced that we can take some advice and we can learn some things from other people. Okay? We don't know everything. So when people are trying to help you, accept the help. When you know you need help because the ship is sinking, reach out for help. Don't sink with the ship. And don't take everyone down with you either. Okay? Your pride will make you stay on the sinking ship and keep everyone else on the sinking ship too and try to tell them and convince them that the ship is not sinking when everyone else can see that the ship is sinking, but your pride won't let you admit that the ship is sinking. And so you'll keep going and keep going and keep going until everybody drowns. You, your employees, your customers, your business. No. Why? Your pride. Check that at the door the same way you need to check your ego at the door. It does not have any purpose in business. It does not serve you any good. Check it at the door. When you need help, ask for help, search it out. You can find help from so many different sources. There's resources all around you. There's resources available to you 24/7 online. There's resources available to you through relationships. There's resources available to you through companies who offer services that you may need. There's things that you can do and things that you should do that can and will help you if you let go of your pride and you reach out and you ask for help. But most importantly, when help is offered to you, don't be so prideful that you don't accept it. Okay? There's no point in making your pride stop you from being able to get yourself out of any messes or scrapes that you or your business might find yourselves in. Okay? People are there to help you. If they're willing to help you, allow them to help you. And when you can see ahead of time that you're going in the wrong direction, you're going down the wrong path, or that things are getting kind of dicey, then that's the time for you to reach out when you actually can be helped. Most people tend to wait until, you can't even be helped anymore. Don't do that. You need help. When you see that you need help, that's when you reach out for help. Don't let things get any worse. There's no point in it. There's no shame in asking for help. Everybody needs help. Everyone asks for help. Look how many big companies get all these bailouts. Look at all these, come on. Everybody needs help. So reach out for it, look for it, search it out. And when it comes to you, when help comes to you, reach out, take it, and say thank you. Okay? What's next? Pride, self centeredness, same thing. So with self centeredness, We'll just chalk that up. We can partner that up with pride. It's Pride is also a form of self-centeredness where, well, you think that everything is about you. Pride, greed, self-centeredness, ego. Everything is about you. Everything is about you. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's my business, my this, my that, my this, my that, my. Well, with that mentality, you're the only one that you think you can depend on. You're the only one who's doing anything. You're the only one who matters. Well, it will show in the way that you treat your customers. It's going to show in the way you treat your employees, and you're going to lose your customers. You're going to lose your employees because no one wants to be around anyone who everything is about them and nothing is about the other person. That means you're a taker and not a giver. As a business owner, you need to have a balance between taking and giving. It's called reciprocity. You give, you take. You give, you take. You can't just keep taking, and not giving anything. So your self-centeredness, your self-centered behaviors and way of thinking, you need to leave that alone. It has no place in your business, in your personal life. I mean, I'd leave it alone in your personal life too, but that's on you. But when it comes to your business, if you don't want to lose your customers, if you want to make sure that your business lasts for a long time and it stays around, then your focus needs to be on others, not yourself. Okay? Check your self centeredness also at the door. The next one is this is a big one. This one is huge. I see so many businesses not only does it fail, but it also never even gets off the ground on account of this particular habit. For those of you who live, breathe, and are in love with being impatient, your business is not going to it's not going to succeed. Not only is your business not going to succeed, but if you're still in the idea stage, it's going to remain an idea. Okay? It's not going to get anywhere. And when you try to force it to get somewhere, it's not going to work out. Okay? Let me tell you something about impatience. Impatience make you move forward on an idea that should not have been moved forward on. Impatience make you do things that you shouldn't do. Impatience make you try to take your company into industries and into markets it shouldn't be in. Impatience make your idea just get halted right then and there because most people, I won't say most people, so many people have this thing where everything that they want to be, I guess it's because it's what's happening right now in the world right now. Immediate gratification. Everything is immediate gratification. You want what you want and you want it now, right? But when it comes to business, it doesn't work that way. Nothing just comes now. Everything is a process. It's a process. Business building is a process. Business building is a process. And if you're unwilling to go through the process from beginning to end, then you have no business trying to start a business. You cannot have an idea and want to jump from an idea, which is just an idea, something that came to you, it's an idea, and then immediately start, boom, it's a business now. That makes no sense because you haven't done any research. You haven't looked to find out what's its viability. Because even if something proves to not be a viable idea, okay, does not mean that it can't work. But you have to figure out a plan of action to take in order for it to succeed. But if you don't even take the opportunity to create a plan and you just want to get the idea and jump straight into the business, how far do you think that business is going to go? What is it going to achieve? And not only do people get caught in that trap, then you get caught in the other trap, and that is, if it doesn't happen right away, if it doesn't happen in the next 5 minutes, it's been 2 whole minutes. The business isn't up and running. It's not this. I had this idea 1 minute ago. What's taking this? What's taking it so long? Really? It's a process. The idea, from the idea stage to the launch of the actual business, is going to take time. It will go at a faster rate if you have help and you have money, the financial backing to make that idea become a reality faster. Okay. However, if you're low on funds and low on resources, as in people to help you to bring that idea into reality, then it's going to take time. And you need to just settle yourself down and be okay with having things take some time. Everything takes time. Even when you have the funding, everything takes time. It's not going to happen right now. Anything that comes that quickly is going to fade just as fast. You're not going to be able to hold on to it. Why? Because you didn't go through the process. And if you didn't go through the process, you didn't learn anything along the way. And you surely don't know anything about whatever it is that you're trying to do, because you did not take the time to learn what you needed to learn and to go through the process you needed to go through in order to make sure that you knew what was going on at every point, every juncture, while you were building this company, while you were building this business, or you were pursuing this idea or project or whatever. It cannot happen now. It is a process. Business building is a process. And if you're unwilling to go through the process for as long as it takes, then you're wasting your time. And anyone you drag along into this idea with you, you're wasting that time, and you're going to damage relationships. Relationships gets damaged, and sometimes irreparably, when people drag people into their ideas, but are so impatient that if it doesn't happen right now, they throw it away and move on. But yet the other person that you drug into it along with you, they haven't moved on because they have a different idea. They thought that you were going to go through the process, right? They thought you were going to do what you needed to do in order for the idea to be realized. But if you're unwilling to do that, then there's going to be a problem. It's the same thing for if you're already a business, you're already in existence, right? And that is how you started your business. Oh, you had an idea. You didn't create a business plan. You didn't create a marketing plan. You didn't create a social media plan, which you don't really need the social media plan, but you do need the business plan and the marketing plan. But if you didn't create either one of those things, then let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get stuck. You're going to get stuck real fast, because as soon as the whole, if your business took off, oh, you got a client straight away and it took off, and so you decided, I don't need to do any of that. I don't need to lay any foundation. A business that is foundationless is going to fail. If there is no foundation, just like a house, you can't build a house without a foundation. Without a foundation, the house is going to sink. Without a foundation, your business is going to sink. It is going to fail. Even if someone comes to help you, once they leave, if you choose not to continue to work on that foundation and build that foundation and learn about that foundation and still go through that process, your business is going to fail. If you don't even have the time, energy, or inkling to put any time or effort or focus into your own business, then how do you expect it to succeed? And why should anyone else put anything into it. If you're unwilling to put your own time and effort into your own business or your own idea, then you cannot expect anyone else to put their time or their efforts into it either. And if it's a habit that that people have seen you have over and over and over with different ideas, the likelihood of you finding someone to help you when you need help, you're going to have to go to somebody who don't know you, because it's not going to happen from people who know you, who know that you don't want to go through processes, and you're going to be willing to just throw anything away that fast, quick and in a hurry, because it didn't happen exactly then. But you must put effort into whatever it is you're trying to do. If you have a partner, both partners must put put efforts into that idea, into that business. If not, and you find one person putting more effort than the other person, then that's also going to cause problems. That's also going to cause friction, because that means that there's a party who don't feel as if they need to do anything. It's you just waiting for it to just magically appear. Well, that's not fair to the other party, and so there's going to be issues that's going to keep arising in your business and in that relationship with your partner. Okay, so let's just remember that we have to really check ourselves when it comes to being impatient on things, making sure that you give something a good solid chance to work, but you also have to put in the work. You can't expect things to happen without doing anything, without doing your work, putting yourself and your blood, your sweat, and your tears into that project. Okay? Without you, don't expect that project to go anywhere, because it can't. It can't. If you're unwilling, it can't. Okay? The next thing that we're going to talk about is, hey, it's right there. Decisions. And actually, not decisions, more along the lines of indecision. Indecision is the thing that will stop you, that will stop an idea dead in its track, or stop a business from moving to the next level. You have to make a decision. You have to learn how to make decisions, and base your decisions on what has happened, what is happening, and where you're trying to get to. Okay? If you have an idea and you want that idea to grow, right? Your objective is to have your idea reach reach fruition. You want it to be, you want it to turn into a business. Okay, that's fine. But you have to make decisions. The whole process requires you to make decisions from beginning to end, and beyond. Once you start the business, you need to make decisions. You're constantly making decisions, just as in your personal life you're constantly making decisions. It's no different in your business life. You're going to constantly be making decisions. So if you're stuck in a state of indecision on anything and everything when it comes to your business, there's going to be a problem. That's going to be a huge problem, because how is your business going to grow if if you're already in business? And how is your idea going to translate into come to a business if you can't even make a decision on the idea? You have to make decisions. You can't get stuck and keep going over the same thing over and over and over, to the point where you're stuck in the idea stage, or stuck in the startup stage, or stuck at any stage. You have to make decisions. Not all decisions that you make is going to be right, and that's okay. Everybody isn't right about everything. But once you make a decision and you realize that the decision was the wrong decision, then you can always go back and fix it. But At least you made a decision. So you moved further along. But if you're in a state of indecision, that means you didn't go anywhere. You haven't made any decisions. You haven't done anything. You haven't gone anywhere. You haven't taken any steps. So you're still at square one when you should be at square 5, 10, or 20. That's not going to work when you're building a business. It's not going to work. You have to make decisions. You have to make decisions. And it needs to be, some can take time to make the decisions, but for the most part, as your business grow and it gets further along the startup stage, or if it's already in existence, the decisions need to be made at a faster pace, right? So one of the things that you can do is, maybe what you need to do is, you need to have someone or a couple of people that you can bounce ideas off of, that you can talk to, people about certain things, so that you can move your idea along, or your business along. Like-minded people, as in people who are in business, people who can actually help you, not people who don't know what they're doing, but people who can help you. Have them, talk to them, and see how they can help you to start making some decisions that you need to make, because you can't just keep standing still. It's not going to be in your best interest. It's not going to be in your best interest. We have lack of self-confidence, unmotivated, and sustaining motivation. The way to curb a lack of self-confidence is just doing whatever it is that you need to do. Even if you don't feel confident about it, do it. The more you do it, the more you get accustomed to doing things you're not comfortable with, is the less and less you're going to find yourself, lacking in confidence of yourself. The more you do something, the better you're going to get at it. You might not be good at something when you first do it, but just keep trying, keep moving forward, keep going. And the more you do that, the more you gain confidence in yourself. You won't stay stuck, um, for very long. You won't always not have, confidence in yourself, even if it's something that's just, you've had that trait for as long as you can remember, for as long as you know. Um, if you work on always trying things that you're not comfortable with, trying new things, you're going to be good at some, not so good at some. But the things that you're not good at, if it's something that needs to be done when it comes to your business, just keep doing it. Like, if you're fearful of going up to people and talking to them about your business, then practice on someone, practice on people, that you are comfortable with, that will help you to build your confidence up, so that, the more you do it, the less likely you are going to be to lack the confidence you need in order to, do the things that will help you to build your business and help your business to grow. Okay. Um, I'm going to put together unmotivated and sustaining motivation. We're going to put both of those things together. Um, Being unmotivated, the only way that I can really see that, that can happen, is if you're not really thinking, forward, and you're not actively always doing things to make to help your business to grow. If you're not always actively doing something to move forward your business, then you're going to lose motivation, fairly quickly, because you're going to be in a place of stagnation. If you're not moving, that means you're standing still. So if you're not moving, you're not going to really have a lot to be motivated about. So you're going to find yourself in a state of, you're going to lack motivation. Thinking forward, doing things that's going to help to propel your business um, forward, thinking in the future, future tense. What do you where do you want your business to go? What do you want your business to accomplish? What new avenues do you want your business to take? What programs can you build into your company that's going to help get the word out, or that's going to be able to help this particular section of society, or there's something within the business that's going to help you to take your business to another level. That will help you to maintain a state of motivation, because you're always going to have something to do. If you don't always find something to do that is geared towards your business, you're going to lose interest, you're going to lose the motivation. And once you lose that motivation, the longer you stay in that state, the harder it's going to be to pull yourself out of that state, to move your business forward or move your idea forward. If it's in the idea stage, it's worse, because when it comes to ideas, that window of opportunity that I tell you about, um, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller as each day go by, and there's only but a certain window of opportunity for any idea. And if you let that window of opportunity pass, you're that state of being unmotivated, it's gonna put a stop to that idea. It's not going to be pursued, and that idea just gets pushed into the background. If it's a habit that you've had for a long time, that means there've been other ideas that you've had that you started, and then you lost motivation, or you lost interest, and those you know were pushed into the background. If you don't do things to keep moving forward in that idea or in that business, that's what's going to happen. That you have to have motion. Without motion, you're not going to want to go anywhere. You're not going to want to do anything, because you're going to feel as if it's not going to work. It's not going to work anymore. You lose interest. And so the only thing that I can tell you in breaking that chain and breaking that habit is to, if you haven't developed a plan, develop one, create a plan, and work that plan to help you to stay focused and stay and remain motivated to move your idea, or move your project, or move your business to the level that you're trying to move to.